I will say, where you find yourselves right now is having gone through the portal in the Maggot dimension. There is this battle all around you in the air above Perenval City, and there are ships in the air. These like insectoid kind of ships, and beams of green energy are shooting out of them, and cannon fire is being answered back from like these like sailing ships that are like flying through the air. And there is a dragon off in the distance that you can see, and Din and Katawan have gone after that. Like Din has gone far ahead of you all and sped ahead. Hey Joe, and Katawan is in pursuit as well. The rest of you have chosen. There's this large ship that has like entered the battle, like a larger sailing vessel type ship, and it has everyone else, as I understand it, has decided to fly to that ship and land. So that's where we're starting. Joe, if you click on that IP address in general chat, it should take you to Foundry. I will switch to that scene.
Oof, I'm nervous.
Joe, while that is loading, I'm gonna multitask, okay?
Are we? Oh, we're in the new. We're in the new thing, aren't we?
Yeah, the IP address is in the general chat. It's in Perenval general chat.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna pan back to Katawan and Din for now.
Somebody have some background noise going?
Yeah, that's Joel. I'm gonna mute you, Joel, for now. I'll come back in a second. Y'all let me know if. All right. So, meanwhile, Katawan and Din. Follow me. All one word, all lowercase. And then, so Din, this dragon is like, it's ripping you apart.
It is. That's an objective analysis of the situation.
I think maybe it's a combination of near misses that have like almost ended your life in reality, and that it's not going to take much. As soon as a tendril of this thing flies out and snaps and hits Bloody Beak, both of you are going to be done in, and you've already had 3 or 4 near misses. That's probably in reality what has happened, and your luck is running out fast. And then Katawan, you dash in to try to help. What are you all going to do?
Brother Din, what's the plan? What have you got going?
Okay, well, first of all, I'd like to activate this hourglass I've been given.
All right.
All right.
You activate the hourglass. Hey, Sean. And then you, everything kind of like stops. And like the clouds also, like everything just stops in midair above Perenval City. And you have this like pocket where everything's frozen and kind of misty, and you've got a whole hour to rest. And you can also talk.
Yeah, and I assume I'm in it, and
Katawan
is in this bubble.
Yeah.
All right. So got to do me some rest in here, but I'll say, okay. Hey, good to see you. It's been 5 seconds. A lot's happened in those 5 seconds.
Yes,
I like to gesture at the frozen dragon. This dragon here, it's a problem.
I can see that. Yes.
No, you can't. I mean, it's a dragon, whatever, it's not a big deal. But when it dies, Theron, you remember Theron? We knew him like yesterday.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
told me that the dragon, this one, if it dies, it destroys the plane of existence that it's on.
Oh.
Yeah,
Ballers.
that's what I thought. That was my reaction. Uh,
So do you have a plan to destroy it? Or to send it to another plane of existence?
I do have a plan. Yes, and I need a few things which I don't have on me. I need another hourglass would be fantastic, but I really need that candle that we kept talking about using and never using.
Mm-hmm.
And I imagine that's back with the gang, which means that I'm going to need to escape this dragon and get back to them.
Well, hear me out. What if I hold off the beast while you run back to our friends, and I'll try to hold him off for as long as possible, and I'll even try to banish him a couple of times to see if that works. What do you think?
You know, I really like that plan. My favorite part about it was that I didn't have to suggest it and sound like a dick. But I'm desperate enough that I was going to. That'd be fantastic. Bloody Beak here. Great. I'm sure I could get back to the rest of the crew pretty quickly. Try not to die, but yeah, if you could if you could banish the dragon, I think that'd just be a real temporary solution, but temporary would be awesome.
All right, sounds like a plan.
And if you
Get
do
my
banish it, I guess get back with the rest of the group and we'll figure out how to proceed.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and send the rest to.
Okay. Yeah, you guys can do that, and then as you're rolling all your hit points and things, you can add that. Meanwhile, this misty, ephemeral, frozen outside world begins to move again, and you can immediately hear the roar of this thing unfreeze as it's right there. And Din, you can in fact make it back to everyone else. The first thing I'm going to do is allow Katawan to act.
Okay. I will attack the dragon and try to banish it.
Go for it. I will roll. All right, here we go. Actually, yeah.
Okay. Quick question. Can anybody tell me how to zoom out?
You can use your mouse wheel, or if you don't have a mouse wheel, if you have a trackpad, you can go like this to zoom in and out.
Give me the gesture.
Like if you have a trackpad on a laptop, you can press it in two places and go like that, or in. Like that. Here we go. Let's see, what's the saving throw?
X19.
Dex 19, his dex is kind of sucky, and you roll the 3, he fails.
All right.
But, let me see here. Claw, arrow, or madness, each creature within 20. Breath weapons, gravitic breath, stellar flare breath. I will also note that if you do this, well, actually, it's alright. Oof. Yeah, there are a few problems here. And that's okay. This is going to be fun. Small rifted space. I think that you... What does it look like when you successfully banish this creature?
Creature, be gone back to the plane from which you came. Be gone, and may tempest strike you down. And,
You're flying an owl while you say that, right?
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah, you do that, and then like, you can actually see your prayer like work, and like this beast, like this thing is huge, by the way. It's I don't know, the size of a small city maybe, and you can actually see it like being pulled back into a portal, and then this happens. You see it. Suddenly rip through space somewhere else nearby and come out somewhere else. Because it seems like it has the ability to travel through planes.
The gods, damn it.
Which is good for you because which is good and bad because Din is diving toward the ship to warn everyone and get what he needs, and this dragon like comes out, doesn't care about the battle, doesn't care about the ships. You can, I would imagine probably Din, you can hear through your helmet just hate, 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 and then this you can see this thing coming in the clouds. It seems like Catawan's trick did not work. And then I'm going to pan back to everybody else. Meanwhile, and Joe and Joel and Sean, like I was saying, it can take a long time to load the next page, but I'll just keep I'll keep kind of narrating things. We'll just keep moving, so it's kind of theater of the mind until it loads up. You all have landed on the ship. By the way, Joe, the thing that happened last session, no, we didn't do the recap, is you all defeated Dane, but at one point, Ardrith dove for the portal because you could see that it was Perenval, and you could see that these ships were coming in, and so you just like dashed past Dane, and several people came with you. And you just like ignored Dane. Some people stayed behind and stopped him. And so you flew ahead, and then as soon as you came out of the portal, you saw this huge aerial battle over Perenval City with ships flying through the air, cannon fire, and like these alien ships that were like firing back, just covering the air over Perenval City. And you dove into this really big ship, and you landed on the deck. And this old bird man is seated on the throne near where the helm of the ship is. And he rises, and no one recognizes you, Ardrith. So all these Perenvalian sailors, they rise up and draw their weapons and come towards you. And this old bird comes up, and he hobbles out, and then he gets down to a knee, and he croaks, and this mechanism goes like that he has on him goes, "I failed you, my lord."
Ardrith looked all shocked. He's like, "Charles, is that you?"
And yeah, Charles, the regent, is the last original member of the council, and you've made him the sheriff of the western part of the city, and so he is the highest ranking person other than you, and Hayon, who also left the city, and Mel, who disappeared, and
Felthane, who is in a magical castle,
and Felsane's gone. So yeah, and he's got all these clockwork mechanisms, is old, and like, yeah. And then,
Say again, Ross.
Yeah, that is Charles. And then all these sailors, they lower their weapons for a second to see what's going on.
Okay, really quick, how do I get away from my token? There we go, I'm finally away from my token. Okay. Charles, how did you fail me? Looks like the battle's going well.
Yeah, he looks out over the side and like looks, and like you can actually look and you can see it is not going well. Like the Perenvalian spelljammers are being like torn apart, and like these nautiloids, and it would have been like a Pyrrhic, like it would have been close, and then this giant dragon appeared on top of that. Yeah.
Okay, so I assume this is down my army.
Well, they don't know that yet, but probably if you announced yourself.
That's the plan. Oh,
Because they see an
step
old
up.
man that is like a legend that they've never heard of in like 50 years, you know.
I step up to Charles and I put my hand on his back. And I stand up as tall as I possibly can, and this entire time, like even through the fight with Dane and everything, I was still wearing the old tattered robes that we had on before we even entered the Tomb of Horrors. And I tear those robes off to reveal this grimy, cruddy, like dragon skin armor. And I slam down my defender lance onto the deck of the ship, and I say, I am Ardrith, king of old, of Perenval. Charles is one of my most trusted associates, and I could have not put Perenval in better hands. Charles, can you please let these people know who I am?
He turns around, hobbles around, but their weapons are down. Everybody's like muttering and talking to each other, and their mouths are agape and stuff. And he announces in his little device, he's like, and he says, King Ardrith the First, the King of Perenval. And they salute because they're at war, and they've been trained to do that. And then he turns around and he says, the fleet is yours, King. And meanwhile, Kaber, Kriv, Hayon, you all light behind them on your mounts, and people like raise their hands up to their eyes because Kaber and Kaber, you're bright and shining, and like glowing, and your voice is booming and stuff.
Alright, well, Ardrith, do we have any kind of like magical system where I can speak to like the entire fleet? I assume there's some kind of communication system we have between the ships.
Yeah, sure. He takes you back to the helm. Spelljammers have something called I can't think of the name of it, but it's like it's an arcane helm, I think, and it's the device that allows spelljammers to fly and work. And that is also it has magic in it that allows for that sort of stuff too, and allows you to trigger a plane shift. And so he brings you back to that where the helm is, and he says, and it's like, if you have anything to say, this will broadcast across our fleet.
Alright, Charles, here we go. Ardrith dons the helmet. Soldiers and armies of Perenval, this is your king, Ardrith the First. I've returned from the Underdark. We've defeated Dane Earnhardt, and he sent these foul beasts upon us. Form on me!
All right. With that command, ships begin to form up next to the Perenvalian flagship. Meanwhile, Din, you have made it back to the deck. Katawan, what is your intention, having seen your spell fail?
Do what I initially said and try to distract the beast while Din gets done what needs to get done. So I would chase after the dragon and confront it.
All right. It is diving toward the flagship.
Can I intercept it before it gets there?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, it's just about to make it to the ship. It's diving toward it. What do you want to try to do?
Okay, first I want to bonus action holy weapon. So now my warhammer is a holy weapon, and I would like to attack the dragon.
All right. Go for it.
Does an 18 hit?
It does not.
Okay, I'd like to use my second attack.
All right.
It's a 20 hit. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Dirty 20 hits. Wait, sorry. Dirty 20 does not hit.
Yikes.
Jesus.
Okay, well, I've used up all my actions and bonus actions, so I'm just swinging at this dragon wildly, and I'm missing.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
imagine that what it is, this thing is as big as a city, so you're like riding this owl in with your warhammer, and you're just trying to like strike it, and you do strike it, and probably even it is magical, right? Am I crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a
probably
magical weapon.
actually you slam into it, and you can actually feel the force of like magical energy, like crack and explosions as you like hammer into this thing, and it is doing nothing. That is probably what's happening. Meanwhile, I think. Nope. Nope. Cold damage. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to pan back to the ship again. And Din, you've landed on the ship with Bloody Beak and made it back in time. What do you do?
There's I'd like to just hurry myself up to the gaggle of companions. Who say that the dragon's a problem. I can't. We can't kill it here. It'll destroy whatever plane it dies on. I've got a plan, but I need some stuff. I need an hourglass and that candle that we have.
I don't know which end of this I've been on because I was like halfway to the dragon last time we played, and I guess you guys started like 10 minutes early.
No, but where? Okay, so Faith. Let's pan back. Yeah, thank you. Lots of stuff going on. Faith, you were headed toward the dragon. You see like Katawan and Din, and then like Din all of a sudden like dashing back past you, and then Katawan like casting a spell. You see it disappear, and then come out the city-sized behemoth out somewhere else, and then you see Katawan fighting it. What does Faith do?
I mean, I would guess that Din has a plan, and I follow him back to the ship at top speed.
Okay, then we go back to the ship, and you hear everything that Din just said. What does everybody else do?
I just gave Katawan my hourglass to give to you.
I thought there was one left in my accounting.
I mean, I only had one.
Someone's got one.
I do have the candle, though. I quickly rifle through my bag to find it.
Wait, did he actually explain his plan, or just say he needs this stuff?
He
I don't
said
have
it
time
needs
to explain why I don't have time to explain.
Would
Ardriff
Faith-
is-
We've only used 3 of those things, so somebody's got to have one.
Someone's got one. And they're here. Within 5 feet of me.
Do I have one?
Everybody, did everybody get an hourglass?
Everybody got an
Yes,
hourglass.
Everybody got an hourglass.
Then yeah, I've
Okay,
got one.
Oh, then we had
tosses his
6 of them.
hourglass to Din.
All right. So
Okay, that's fine. Anyway, I also need a volunteer. Somebody really good with swords and really good at not dying, preferably.
That's me.
Yeah, and I'm
Maybe-
absolutely really unsubtly looking at the dragonborn while doing that. Okay, great, awesome. We'll handle the dragon. Hey, Kriv, don't wait.
sorry.
Second to pause. Even if this doesn't work, even if this works, we might not be coming back. So if you've got goodbyes to say, now might be the time.
Well, Kriv goes and talks to Ardriff. Is Ardriff still around? Where are you, Ardriff?
Yeah, I'm at the helm,
Okay. Well, he's gonna go
Like-
over.
manning ships.
Yeah. Kriv's gonna go over to Ardriff, and can I move my token? Nice. Oh, cool. And he tells him. He says, "Well, old friend, I've been informed it's time to, I believe, kill this dragon, and well, as we've said many times, I may not come back this time. So if I don't, I need you to make sure that my child is brought back safely. and know that if I don't come back, that I'll be safely with my love. Will you promise to take care of her for me?
Ardith removes his helmet for a moment, the magic helmet, and grabs Kriv in a big embrace.
Oh, well,
Of course. I don't just promise it. I swear it, my brother. Do what you must. And if you return, you'll have more adventures. And if you do not, I will send you out the King's Farewell. Ardith throws the helmet back on, and he yells to all the other ships, "The Kriv Dalmariv! 3 cheers! Give him what he needs!"
Everyone cheers on Kriv Delmarev, the General of Perenval.
Kriv nods at Ardrith, and then unshoulders his great axe and walks back and prepares himself.
All right, I'm going to make you all disappear.
Caber comes up
before I-
to
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Disappear, if I could. At first, I'd like to say, you actually probably won't need the axe. I'll take a Snicker snack out, which is my Vorpal greatsword,
Oh, I'll be damned.
and say, here, you're gonna need this one. Which I think I can press that button and it does stuff. There we go. Look at that in the chat. And then I would like to turn to Caber and say, Caber, I have. You're gonna be a wonderful squirrel god. I just know it. I believe in you. And I'd like to turn to Faith and say, Faith, it was never gonna work between us. Then I'll turn to Kriv and say, don't resist this, and I'll cast banishment on myself.
And you both disappear.
before they disappear.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, just because Caber wanted to hand Kriv something.
Okay.
He rifles through his bag and says, "Hey, Kriv, don't forget what I said before. You're not allowed to die. You're probably the most manly man I've ever met, and your face is the furthest thing from a man's." Okay, never mind. Here we go. And he just hands him a potion of greater healing.
Oh, nice.
I also like to imagine that Din's boots are wet as he is being banished away, because I am definitely going to vomit at the implication that he thought things would ever have worked between us.
I think you miss and you accidentally hit Kriv's boots, and Kriv's just like, ugh. But he does. He chuckles when Caber says that, and
When you
sticks
all-
out a massive dragonborn paw to shake, or hand.
You hear his knuckles crack.
And then,
Caber
like,
falls over dead.
yeah, Din casts this thing, poof, and you all disappear. And it's a good thing because you look out the starboard end of the ship toward the prow, and this giant thing the size of a city is barreling down on the ship, and you can hear and see it coming. It's just about to collide with the ship and utterly destroy it instantly, when all of a sudden it, like, rears up and starts flying in place, and then it disappears too. And it seems to have found some other prey that it wants to go after. Meanwhile, all of that happens, and then you can hear you actually I'll move out to this page so you can see what it looks like. Some huge ship has plane shifted in. Faith, you have seen this ship before.
Holy ship!
Boo.
I actually don't see whatever's happening yet.
Yeah. It is a huge spelljammer.
Unholy ship!
And it slams in to the King's Justice, the flagship of Perenval, and its tendrils wrap around the back end of it as if it's starting to swallow it and draw it in.
Sure, that's the word choice to use.
And all of a sudden, these tendrils, like things, like start to pulse out of the tendrils, and like something like it starts to come toward the ship, and then things just vomit out. And
I would like to call out to the crew and the rest of the parties. It's time for violence to save the day.
And yes, and someone comes out behind all of these people with like tentacle-like faces, and
That son of a bitch.
and he says, "You have defied my master for the last time. You will answer for your denial of us." And then something starts to like come out of the ship. You hear like slimy noises, like as the tentacles like shiver and the whole ship, like you can feel it rocking, and like all of these like worms and maggots start to come out of the ship, and they start to form around behind it and coalesce into something.
Oh, this fucker.
And the maggots, they start to like form together into something, and the maggots, a bunch of them burst and then form into like robes. This thing is about quarter the size of the ship itself, and its maggoty hands like climb onto the ship, and it starts pulling its way towards you as these tentacle-faced beings rush into the ship, and they draw their blades. And then I'm going to pause that. And we are going to pan over. So you, Din, you cast banishment on yourself, right?
Yes.
Okay, then I think this happens. Din and Kriv, you suddenly appear. I assume that you took your mounts out because I think Din probably would have advised this considering the nature of this place. So you're on your giant owl bloody beak and on your dragon mount, and you're flying through the air, and you can see farther ahead there are all kinds of people flying like these like giant doves, and these cities on top of the backs of flying whales, and there's just clouds everywhere. And when you look down, you can see moats of things that might be islands, but just clouds as far as you can see. And then you hear behind you this noise. And then what do you do?
Second hourglass immediately.
Okay. It all of a sudden like freezes, and like the wind freezes, and then you have this like ephemeral thing surrounding you where everything's frozen, and you and Kriv are in the hourglass.
Hands together. All right, I need that for the banishment takes. I can do it again. Anyway, the blade that I just gave you, its name is Snicker Snack, and it's really neat. It's great at petting things, which is what we're gonna need here probably. So you're gonna want to attune to that thing. And anyway, hello, welcome
And you
to
have
the
the
plane of air.
bomb too.
And I also have the bomb. This is a bomb. Here's the plan. This is just a pit stop on the way. We're gonna go from here to a little place that I like to call Harmless Demiplane, which I don't think anyone will lose any sleep if it gets destroyed. So the plan is to kill Vru'kan there. Hopefully with that sword. If that doesn't work, and we happen to be, I don't know, dying, and you're like holding your entrails in your hands or something, I have this bomb. Hit the bomb and set it off. And hopefully it'll finish off Vru'kan. It was apparently better at planar travel than I anticipated, but that should be okay.
Sounds good. Anything else I need to know?
It's a pretty simple plan. I should avoid taking damage because that'll break the banishment. But he'll probably be trying to attack you. He doesn't like the sword, I think. So that should take care of itself.
Kriv takes the sword and tosses it around, kind of flips it around and catches it by the handle and spins it around a little bit more casually and says,
How does Din feel when like the key and weapon of destiny of the whole universe is being spun around in an infinite dimension of air?
That's okay.
That's okay. I like
I'm from here. It's the novelty of the danger wears off at a certain point.
I'm waiting for Ross to say that Kriv needs to make a dex save to make sure he actually catches the damn thing.
I wouldn't do that. I would do that.
That would be the biggest dick DM move.
The whole game ends with that. Just the weapon of destiny falls, and you're like,
But we get the cool scene where the weapon's falling and we're going after it with an owl, and you're reaching out and you're about to touch it, and it'd be. Yeah, but let's not do that.
Let me just go get my slide whistle real quick.
Yeah, and instead, let's wait for an hour, and then the moment we get time back, I would like to banish myself again using my last high level spell slot.
all right, so then like that, eventually the hourglass ends and the winds pick up again, and of course you hear the hungering cries of Vru'kan chasing after behind you as he plane shifts in to follow you across all of eternity to finish what he started as your Jabberwock. And
Pretty shorter than you'd think.
what do you what does it look like when you cast this banishment spell?
It's just I put my hand on my chest and reach out another hand towards Kriv, and we just sort of blink.
All right, you blink, and you for a moment are free of the dragon. There is this is some sort of strange collection of your dreams, including the collapse of your home and the infinite staircase. All of the collections of hopes and nightmares. Kriv, you're just like probably well, I don't know. You've seen all this kind of stuff by now.
Yeah, that's not it's hard. It's pretty hard to rock Kriv's boat at this point.
And
it's been a long day.
Shortly thereafter, also this massive city-sized dragon blinks also into existence across from you, and it bears down on both of you, and you're flying. And Kriv, you have this blade. At first, it's reluctant. It kind of like vibrates in your hands, but eventually it starts. As soon as the dragon starts coming, and you're on a dragon, and you're on a dragon, it's like, okay. And then it's like, starts to like happily vibrate, like, please let me kill it.
Yeah, then if you looked over at Kriv, you see him he bows his head, he starts to breathe a little more heavily, and his shoulders kind of hunch up, and these, almost like, in between his scales, you just begin to see like crackling and the blue glowing of lightning energy as he goes into a rage.
All right. You all can roll for initiative.
Like just those two though, right?
Just those two.
How do you
in the chat, /roll, just like roll20 space 1d20, or you can use your character sheet. Yeah.
I don't know.
Can I use a inspiration on
Yes.
initiative?
I know you can,
All right.
but I don't care. Yes, you can.
I have
Lovely.
Yep.
Delightful.
I got
Right,
a 13.
13. You got a
23.
23. Okay, so Din, Kriv, then the dragon.
Okay.
All right, what do you do, Din?
Oh, I'd like to run away from Kriv.
All right. Can you move your token?
Yeah, sure. Well, if you could move me, not sideways, like not
Yes.
behind him. My goal is to avoid breath weapons.
Oh, yeah, spread apart. Good plan.
Yeah.
You dive apart all of a sudden as you're flying, and the dragon like turns and dives after you, Din.
Oh, he does now, does he?
Oh, he's very interested in you.
Great. Awesome. So, in that case, I'm going to alter my plan and run away from the dragon.
Okay, yeah, you do that.
Sort of trying to put Kriv in between me and the dragon.
All right, Kriv, what do you do?
Kriv is gonna head straight for the dragon.
All right. I'll say you make it, especially with it coming towards you. Yeah.
Yeah. And Kriv is going to attack with his Vorpal sword with Snicker Snack.
Let me know if you get a nat 20.
Okay. $26.
26. Okay. 26 hits.
Okay. That's gonna do. What was the damage on that sword again?
+3, and then it's a great sword.
And then in addition, it takes well, yeah, it's a +3 plus great sword, which is a d12.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Goal is to get it says roll a 20. This weapon and roll a 20 on the attack roll.
20 damage on the first one.
All right.
And then I'm gonna attack. Oh, I get to do an extra d6 of damage +7.
And it's magical damage?
It's necrotic.
Okay.
It's an extra 12 damage there, so that's 32 damage so far.
All right.
And the next one is 24 damage.
24 is the next damage.
To hit, sorry.
24 hits.
Okay. Sorry, I'm having to type all this stuff in.
I know, it's annoying. And what I'd like you to do, I've done this before, because I don't want the whole session just to be this. D12 plus 12 is another 24, okay?
So that's 44, 58.
You have a ton of math to do. I'm going to give you the armor class. It's 22, okay? Only magical stuff will work. And you can, let me make sure I don't have anything else. Immune to cold, just so you know. It's not, if you have anything like that. And then make 4 attacks and calculate all of it. Do all the rolling and work it all out. That way we can, because we're going to be doing a lot of stuff here. Meanwhile, when the dragon is next, you are flying through the air with your with Snicker Snack and flying on top of your dragon mount, and you're like hacking off these tendrils that are coming off this beast, and you actually hack through them, and parts of them actually fly off, and the dragon roars in pain as someone actually is beginning to beat it down. Yeah. Anyways, it's going to try to attack you also, and I'm going to go ahead and roll just 1. So I want you to roll 4 attacks. I'm just going to roll 1 attack because this buddy, he hits pretty hard, so.
Okay.
And then I'll do the others as we go here because I want to see what happens.
You want me to roll them in the chat here?
Yeah, just roll them all. You're trying to beat a 22, and then just add it all up. Add it all up. Okay. Because you're either going to beat this thing or you're not, right? So we're going to go ahead and just work it out right now.
I got it.
Come on, nat 20.
I got a nat 20 on that first attack.
Did you seriously get a nat 20?
Yeah. No, wait. I'm sorry. I did not.
It's okay.
That was cool.
Yeah, just let me know if you get a nat 20. That's a good point. That's a big deal. And then
Oh shit, that didn't right.
You have access to reckless attacks if you're raging, or is that just a specific subclass?
I do have reckless attack.
Do a 2 and a 3 don't hit, do they?
They do not.
What about a 15 plus 16 is 31?
That does hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch me and Joel math each other to death for a second.
All about it.
All 4 of my attacks hit, by the way.
All right, give me the damage when you can.
Okay.
I would just add all of those dice rocks into one roll for the damage.
Oh yeah. Kriv, you take 20 damage. This thing is sucking.
As long as you don't forget to add your modifier for all 4 attacks too.
I know.
I know. More math.
All right.
I need to get out my
Are you
abacus here.
Joel? Are you resistant to magical damage? This is what being the DM's like too. It's like, hey, do this. I do this. I do this. You're doing math. I'll get back to you.
Resistant to magical damage? No.
Yeah. All right. In that case, you take 20 damage as well.
Okay, so hold those numbers for just a second.
Yeah. Meanwhile, so you see Din, you see Kriv go into town, and he's doing well against this thing. It tries to swipe at him, and he dives underneath it in his mount and comes up underneath, and he strikes at it. Whole portions of Vru'kan are coming off. It looks like you might actually destroy Vru'kan with Snicker Snack. You know that there's a chance that Snicker Snack might undo him if he decapitates Vru'kan, and then you're both dead.
Alright, so I got 85 points of damage between those 4 attacks.
Nice.
What? How many did you do to me?
20.
20?
20.
Alright.
That was a little bit of damage off the dragon. A little bit. Alright. Yeah, Din, what are you doing?
I do have. I should ask for Wabbajack purposes. Is this a Jabberwock?
Yes.
Okay, I have a bow, which I have named Longbow of Whacking Jab, which magically is really good against Jabberwocks. So I can shoot it with a longbow.
Okay.
May I do so?
You may do so.
All right. Let's throw out some numbers. That doesn't hit.
Kriv,
That
does
does hit.
26 hit? Keep rolling, by the way, Din. Does a 26 hit, Kriv?
Yes.
I did 34 Jabberwock damage.
Nice. Yeah, these magical arrows that you've gathered, they're slamming into Vru'kan, and you can actually see the magic as it like hits him, and it punctures holes in parts of his wings and things that are coming off of him. Let's see here. Ancient Void Dragon, 3d20. Oh man, he's rolling so badly.
Yeah, his combined was 16, wasn't it? Between those 3.
Between 3 rolls, man. Yeah.
Lovely.
None of those hit.
Okay, the first 3 did hit, and then let me check this other third attack. I'm making up. You did 4 attacks, right, Kriv?
I did 4 attacks.
Okay,
I
he's
did those
finishing
first
his.
4. Do I need to do another 4?
Go ahead and do it and keep it off to the side, and then I'm going to calculate. We'll keep them separate. Like, go ahead and do it. Let's see, 18, 6. I don't want to have anybody die.
I got an at 20.
Did you seriously get an at 20?
Yes!
I saw it. It was on the die. The
Oh my
20
gosh.
face up.
You're saying yes, but something bad's about to happen.
No, it's okay. It's a great plan.
I see it. You got an nat 20. All right. So
Your wife know you love her.
you slash through this thing, and you come up, and you actually bring the blade, screaming, and take off its whole head. And you see it like beginning to collapse on itself, and all of this light, and it's starting to coalesce. And you and Den are there, and you look at each other. What are you saying?
I would like to break concentration on banishment. It's a concentration spell.
Oh my god.
Doesn't that mean? That means you go back to the plane of air?
That means we go back to the plane of air. Because I waited a minute for the first banishment to set, which is why I needed the hourglass. It takes a minute for the banishment to become permanent.
So I really think, like, okay, look, Kriv, you knew you were about to die. What were you thinking when that was happening?
Yeah, so Den, if you just looked over at Kriv, you see him all, like in bullet time, like slice through this dragon's head, and black, dark purple black blood comes spewing forth and just raining all over Kriv. And you see him kind of just his arms fall to his side, and he maintains his hold on the Vorpal sword, but you see him look up towards upwards from where he's sitting, and a smile comes across his face, and you see him start to whisper some words that you can't hear, almost as if he's welcoming the embrace of death.
All right, yep. The time had come.
Yeah, he was going back to his wife.
Oh, man, yeah. Oh,
He's
man.
returning to his love.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, like, Den is just like blinks, and then boop, and then all of a sudden you guys are
Like
on your mounts in the plane of air,
listening to air whale song, the breeze in your face.
Yeah.
Now, I have a question for Joel as Kriv.
Sure.
Why do you keep saying returning to your love? She's like not dead.
Yeah,
no,
but
it's beautiful though. It's beautiful. It's pretty. Shut up, Sean.
I mean, well, he literally found out she's not dead. Like,
I know. Look, now's not the time for technicalities. He's a dying
Fight me.
man. Although he's not a dying man. You appear flying in the plane of air, and like all of a sudden you're like, so then if that happens, then what do you say like when that happens?
He just kind of sighs and lowers his head, and it's like, all right.
Meanwhile, back on the King's Justice, this army of mind flayers has poured into the ship, and the different sailors are running to engage. What is everyone? What are you all going to do? And do we have everyone? We have Ardrith, Haon, Kaber, and Faith. Everyone else, and then Katawan. You see all this happening. The dragon disappears, and you see the ship that your friends are on. All of a sudden, this thing like grab it and looks like it starts eating it. It vomits forth a bunch of maggots, and then this maggot thing starts crawling up toward the top of the ship.
Well, the first thing that happens is
Wait.
orders.
Hold on just a second. Katawan first. What does Katawan do?
Sorry.
That's okay.
Padawan would charge back to the ship to help his friends fight off this incursion.
All right. Then you make it back there. So then, okay, go ahead, Joe.
Okay, so the first thing Ardrith is going to do is he's going to order a detachment off of the fleet to turn away from the battle and start attacking the ship that is attached to the back of the King's Justice.
All right. Yeah, they start to peel away.
And he's going to have the rest of the detachment focus on taking out the big floppy alien mind flayer monster things.
All right. If you do, so I'm going to present a choice. If you do that, a large portion of your fleet will die in the process because they're desperately trying to hold off nautiloids. They're basically being what's the word in a battle when you're forcing the enemy to go into smaller groups. They're pinned down, like with fighting head to head. So if they peel off, some of them are going to be taken down by nautiloids. But you can do that. That would be the consequence of that.
Okay. So Ardrith is going to leave the choice up to the ships.
The captains.
So I'm gonna make an announcement here as the king. I'm gonna throw my helmet back on. Armies of Perenval, I leave this choice in your hands. Some of you may die in this battle. I understand if you may not want to. You need to try to hold off these creatures a bit longer. You have a situation on the Justice, but I assure you I will take care of it.
You hear a roaring ascent across this arcane communication device as ships start to peel off from their combat. Some of them end up destroyed by the nautiloids, but all of them start to head towards the King's Justice to help in the fight. The Navy of Perenval has as its tradition an unreasonable amount of discipline.
All right.
You now have a portion of the ships you once did, but they are now slamming their cannon fire into the dreadnought. And
All right. Well,
I will also say that will give you several rounds before you have to deal with Kiss, as he suddenly swarmed with cannon fire.
all right. Well, Ardrith is going to start making his way towards the rear of the ship.
What is everyone else doing?
Aim.
Okay. I will.
Same,
one-
but at 60
go
feet.
ahead.
Ardrith regroups with the rest of the crew here, and soldiers aboard! Maintain fire of the ballista! Maintain! He'll handle everything else.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they do that then. They maintain their discipline despite what's going on the ship, and they stand fast at the ballistas, and they keep firing at the Juggernaut instead of giving ground and repelling borders. All right. So everyone else you all are going to all try to fight.
Yes.
I put in chat. I want to fly to the back
Mount.
and jump on Davy Jones.
Fly to the rear and jump off and land on Davy Jones's back. I don't understand.
In the back. He wants to get the one
that guy. Yeah.
green one.
Yeah, totally. Well, I'll bring them all to you because eventually everybody's going to rush in and fight, except for the sailors that are firing weapons. Thomas, what were you going to say?
I was gonna say that Padawan was gonna attack, but he's still on his mount, on his owl. So what's the speed or movement that I have on the owl?
60 feet on an owl.
60?
Yep.
Okay, thanks.
You don't worry too much about movement, speed, and distance and stuff right now. The battle is joined. That's the part that matters.
I want to get within 60 feet of the big thing.
Okay. And then do what?
I want to do the thing that we discussed beforehand.
All right. You do that, and it fails. It, however, is definitely not going to do what you say, so you can roll for damage.
Okay. Hang on a second.
And then everybody else, meanwhile, everybody can roll for initiative.
Oh goody, a 7.
What else we got here? 19, right? 19, Heian got a 19. And
Heian got a 24.
24. Okay. 24.
Ardrith got a 23 on initiative.
Ardrith got a 23.
Oh, I rolled a nat 20 plus 3 on
Right.
initiative.
Katawan?
17.
Katawan got a 17. Caber?
Oh yeah.
I'm lagging.
I'll just
I
roll
can't.
tactile dice if you want.
Okay, hang on a second. 8 plus 7, 15.
15. Caber got a 15. And now I'm not gonna, alright, I got a 19. And I'm going to use I'm just gonna use the lowest initiative for the group, which would be a Mind Flayer. Mind
Hang
Flayer.
on, I'm trying to find damage for the spell before it kicks off. Because this is a big chunk. Okay, it's 5d10. That's how much it is.
Alright,
One,
yeah, you can roll that, I think, every round, right?
Yep. So I just wanted to roll it because it happened before the... Oh, never mind, I can't get... I don't have 5d10, so it's gonna take me a while.
That's okay. Take your time. Meanwhile, Heian, you're able to act first.
All right, so am I able to fly on my mount over these guys and attack this guy here?
You are able to get to him, dismount, and begin combat with him if that's your intention.
I don't want to dismount. I want to jump off and hit him with my sword as I fall.
Take an inspiration for that, and then you like fly on your mount, and then you can put it in your pocket as you're going, and then meanwhile you're also trying to slash as you land. It's a pocket horse.
All right.
Alright, it takes 20
It's
damage.
a 31 hit.
A 31 hits.
Okay, does he have any susceptibility to radiant damage for this Sunblade?
No. He is, however, resistant to magic, so it'll take
All right,
half.
so he.
Wait, no, never mind. Sorry, that's just spells magic effects. So no, nothing
All
like
right,
that.
so he's not undead, is all I'm saying.
Oh right, no.
Okay. And he takes 10 damage for that attack. D Beyond is getting it on my nerves. Alright. So attack number 2.
Oh, I was gonna say this is an example of this. Heian, you've got a ton of attacks. So roll them all. I'm gonna give you their armor class, okay? And then we'll narrate the outcome. The armor class is 15. Go ahead and do all your math. Because Heian's got a lot of attacks. I'm going to keep going in the initiative order, but we'll return and narrate what's happening between you and the Mind Flayer captain. Ardrith, what are you doing?
Ardrith is going to attempt to clear out a couple of these Mind Flayers here so he can take it over to leader and assist Aeon. So I am actually going to attack. I double click the guy.
What's your intention? Is your intention to like try to hack through them as you go and get to Heian?
Yes.
All right.
Just like either mount up and fly through, slamming my lance through everybody.
Yeah, you do that.
Kind of plow through and knock some people down.
You do that. I will see if I think you have something if you're charging, but I can't remember. Maybe not. But anyways, you mount and you do the same thing Heian does, and you can put your token next to him. And they... Oh, I'm doing that for Heian. That's okay. Let's see, 2d20, but they pass. So you knock them out of the way, but you don't harm them.
All right.
But you make it next to Heian, and you can roll all of your damage. Same thing, Joe. Roll all your damage. The armor class is a 15. I'm going to keep going, but we're going to come back to you, okay?
All right.
Catalan.
I'd like to fly and get up close to the big guy too. I want to attack him.
Okay, so same thing. And since I did that for the other two, I'll do the same thing here. That's not in the rules, and I don't care. 22, they also pass. So you also get next to him, and you can also attack. Roll your attacks, and I'll come back to you. Now, we're at the monster, okay? So now I'm going to go back to Hayon. Hayon, did you do all your rolls?
Okay.
Still got some
Yeah,
left?
so I burned an action surge. The first 3 attacks got 55 damage. Next 3, I only hit on 2, and that was let's see, 38 damage. One of those is going to be a goading attack, so he will have to make a wisdom saving throw with a DC of 19.
Describe your kill.
Oh shit, already?
Yeah, he ain't that big of a deal. He ain't no Hayon big deal.
Alright, well,
I'm over here rolling damage.
That's okay. Yeah, so I think this battle is joined. Everybody, the sailors are screaming and everything while they're still firing the cannons off the side. And this monster's like trying to eat the ship, and ships are firing into this monster ship and things. But this battle is joined on the deck of the flagship. And like you guys just like fly in, jump off your mounts, and just start hacking this guy apart. And that's the first thing that happens.
oh yeah, Hayon jumps down, stabs him in top of the head with his sun blade, pulls it out, and just as quicker than even anybody can see, he gets 5 more hits or 4 more hits on him. He's gone, and then he kind of looks over at Catalan like, "What took you so long?"
Very good, brother Hayon. Very good.
I think you still got your hits in though, Catalan. I mean, if you want to describe those.
Well, I got a nat 20,
Nice.
so it was 40 damage.
Oh man. Yeah, okay. You bring your hammer up and you crack his spine even as he's getting hacked apart. And you easily just turn this guy to mush, the 3 of you do, as you turn around, and now you have surrounded the army because there are 3 of you, but it doesn't matter. you're behind them. Anyways, that leads us to the monsters. I'm going to roll for everybody. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Okay. That's not, actually. That would be 25. 25 D20s. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 20, 21, 22, 23, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 29, 30, 31. That'd be 37. 37 D20.
Holy shit.
Okay, so, alright. A large number of sailors die to these things as they clash into them. Some of the mind flayers are dead as well, but there's quite a bit more of them. And that's how it starts, and then we move on to Caber.
So the large creature has failed his save,
Yes.
and thus he is charmed by me. And he only takes damage from the spell once per day, as the spell specifies. But it's still charmed by me for the duration of the effect. In which case, I don't really know if that gains me much benefit. I don't really see how I can be helpful at this combat. My goal, and you can tell me how this happens, but my goal is just to form like a line of defense between these monsters and Charles. I don't know if that looks like taking the dodge action or what that looks like, but my goal is to protect Charles at all costs during this combat.
Well, Charles joins the fray, even though he's hobbling around. He draws a sword out and he starts trying to fight. So I think that would be you just like fighting next to Charles.
Okay, then I'll do that.
All right, can you move your token, or I don't know?
No, move it. I've tried several times.
Okay, I don't know what's going on with that, but I'll move it for you here. Here you go. You're next to Charles. You can roll to hit if you want.
Okay. I can do that. Maybe. I'll just roll tactile because my computer's being too slow with everything going on.
Yeah, no problem.
I got an at 1, so I miss.
All right. Yeah, you and
I only
Charles
get one
miss.
attack.
And you're swinging around next to Charles. Charles is like, he stops for a minute, and he's like, oh! And his little device is like, Keeper,
Yeah.
it's you. How? You're dead.
Dad? Do I look dead to you?
No. And in fact, you're like glowing, and he's like, he's almost compelled to kneel before you.
Hey, just stay back. I don't. You're more important to me than these other faceless individuals.
Little tear falls from his old molted bird wing furry face.
Caber pulls a small little vial filled with oil and goes, "Here, you can use this on your gears when we have a chance."
He does. It helps a lot. You also get an inspiration token. Okay.
I picture Charles going, "Oh, my hip!" every time he swings his sword.
Yep. All right, Faith.
All right, I want to literally Misty Step. I am not using the right thing. Okay. Right in the middle of these guys, I want to basically hug this freaker right here in the middle.
All right.
And then I cast Word of Radiance at everyone within 5 feet of me, which is 8 or 9 of them.
All right. What do they have to pass?
It is a 19 con save.
19. Okay, well, they fail anyway. I'll just do the one roll thing.
That is 20 radiant damage to all of them.
All right. Yeah, this angel flies through the air and lands, and all of a sudden this holy light emanates from her and fries a bunch of them, and they are blown backwards from this and slam into the nearby walls and slide across the deck as they try to get back to their feet around you. What else?
That's it. Misty Step was my bonus, and then Word of Radiance, I'm just like, "Sup, bitches," and then they just burn.
All right. That makes it back to Hayon.
So this big guy back here in the back, that's what Caber is charmed, right?
Yeah, but it looks like it's not working. The fleets have surrounded the ship, and they're firing into the dreadnought, and some of it's hitting this worm monster, and it's letting out these wails, but it's starting to gather itself back together, like it's going to start pulling itself forward on the ship.
Oh well, I'm gonna move up and just start attacking every one of these things I can see as I go. Starting with the first one there in front of me.
I should also note that you can see the portal in the air, and there are still more of these nautiloid ships that are just swarming in. So the battles, you're already losing. You're grossly outnumbered, probably 3-1 at this point for Ardrith, and you can see that there are more ships coming out of this portal. But before you can make a decision about that, let's see, where did
Hayon doesn't have anything, he doesn't know how to close a portal or anything like that.
Yeah, but you all can see this. I just wanted to note that. Are you able? You're not able to move your token?
I can. I moved it.
Oh, okay. All right. And then you said you're gonna try to attack.
Yeah, I'm gonna kill as many of these things that are near Charles and Caber as I can.
I mentioned this in the session 0, even though we haven't done it. So I apologize, especially to Thomas, because I know this was a favorite rule of yours, and we always forget to implement it. But we did discuss it in the session 0 and as part of it. So you can do. Hang on, you can roll all your attacks, and you can cleave. So you can just let me know the hit points, and I can keep going because they're low enough below you to do that.
Okay, well then I'll move here in the middle to make that a little more normal.
Yeah, and I'm gonna keep going in initiative order. You can roll all your attacks, and you're
17 hit.
You're trying to beat a 15.
Okay.
Yeah. Ardrith, what are you doing? You see that this is going on, by the way. Your navy is losing.
Oh, that's the wrong
All
one.
right.
And your navy has basically redirected, and they're all firing at this dreadnought. The dreadnought is not being destroyed, although they are damaging it. And meanwhile, the nautiloids are just tearing your fleet apart, and there are more nautiloids coming in through this portal.
Does Elsane have anything left up her sleeve, or has she used up all her?
She is spent.
You hear nothing from Felsane if you make any kind of any sort of pleas to her in the air. You hear nothing in return.
All her sarcasm falls on deaf ears.
Okay. Well, Ardrith would like to pull out his mount and make his way back to the front of the ship, the helm.
All right, you do that. What's your intention?
I plan to make a call out to the fleet and them off of the nautiloids, and get them off of the dreadnought and try to get them to focus back on protecting everything else, and just gonna make a mad cry into the. As Ardrith still hasn't learned yet, I assume that Hamid is dead. Correct?
Who?
Hamid.
Oh, yeah. Furthermore, what you haven't learned is that your lover is dead.
Okay, yeah. See,
Mel is
Jeez,
dead.
that
Any
was
of
a
that.
step.
But yeah, also Bahamut. Yeah.
last I'd heard, she would put a crystal around the castle. So
Yeah, that
I have a
exploded, and then all of a sudden she shot out of it, tried to stop Vru'kan, and Vru'kan teared her apart.
oh crap,
Tor.
what's that?
Actually, I think you would have seen that. Ardrith would have seen that too.
Oh, did I see that?
yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, question. Are these enemies considered fiends? Or
No.
undead at all?
No.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry, Joe.
Soldiers, the dreadnought is taking damage, but it's not being destroyed. Pull away and protect cities. And focus what you can on the nautiloid ships. I'm going to try to determine how I can close this portal, even if I must sacrifice myself to do so.
All right. Yeah, you say that, and the ships start to peel off as they begin a desperate advance to the rear to try to protect what's left of Perenval. And is your intention to try to Yeah, what is your intention? You said what are you gonna do? The portal?
I think I'm going to mount up and try to make my way back towards the portal.
All right. Before that happens, as this thing is swallowing you, I think Ardrith, yeah, you're starting to do that. You're mounting up. It's hopeless. One little Ardrith, in this giant portal of nautiloids and armies coming out of it, and you're just gonna charge into it. That's awesome. You get an inspiration token, by the way, Joe. But before that happens, Mason, are you there?
I am here. Finally.
A dragonfly-shaped thing. It flies into toward this and lights and Theron, you're on top of this, and
Oh, my
Theron
dragonfly. Cool.
pops down onto the deck. And Theron, what do you want to do?
So I can conclude that Maggot Guy is somehow tied to the portal, correct?
Yeah, this is Caius. He's the lieutenant, avatar, and channel of Ruthen's power.
So he needs to die, basically,
Yeah.
is what I'm hearing. I would like to attempt to use my boon, which I've been saving up, to try and kill him, if that would be okay.
Go for it. Is it a save or attack?
Here. It is, I have to find it. It is an attack I make. So just as a single time when I'm casting Scorching Ray, you may also choose to roll d20. If you get a result below a 10, do not add any modifiers. If you get above a 10, you may also add your spell attack bonus. You may then add the following benefits to Scorching Ray. So if I pull up
Scorching Ray is, I think, an attack. I think it's a spell attack.
Yeah, it's an attack here. Let's see if I can't find it. I got too many spells now. There we go. Okay, that would be a 19 plus 12 would be... I can't do math right now.
19 plus 12 is 20.
31.
Yeah. 31. Yeah.
20, 31?
19
31.
plus 12. Yeah, 31.
Alright, yeah. So, then what I can do is... Dang. I was hoping for a little higher. I mean, it's about as high as I could have gotten, but...
Do you want to use your inspiration token? Do you have one of those?
The thing is, so I'm looking at this, and I don't think I could get what I wanted to get, regardless of how high I rolled. I mean, even if I rolled nat 20, plus my spell attack modifier wouldn't allow me to do what I wanted to do. But it'll still be pretty good. So...
What's the difference in it?
I can get a max of a 32 to do what I wanted to get a 34 or above.
Take the advantage.
Okay.
And if you get in that 20, you'll get it.
All
'Cause
right.
that's just 2. That's dumb. I don't like that.
All right. Well, that is a nat 20 actually, so I will take it.
Okay.
So.
Wow.
So. Yeah.
Wow.
So, I summon a jet of magma and flame from the Earth's core, which explodes upwards from my feet. I don't know how that works. I'm in the sky.
Yeah, all the way
But I
from the
can
ground
direct-
below. Yeah.
Column of fire.
At any target you can see to a range of 1,000 feet. The amount of damage done by each ray depends on how much the caster must dilute. How many ships are currently flying about? Just wondering. Like not alert ships. Is it a lot? Is it like 50 ships or something like that?
It's probably more like 30 ships and more on the way.
All right. Then what we will do is, you know what? We are going to target all of it at this guy.
Okay.
So that is 6d20 plus 20 damage. Which means I need to roll.
He's
60.
not making this up. He has saved this. Like
I
from
have
the-
saved this.
Yeah.
I've had it for a long time now. That would be, add 20 to that. That would be 82 damage. I think. Wait. No, I was wrong.
Like say that's not much.
52.
Oh, that's worse.
Yeah.
52 total?
I mean, it should be.
Oof. Okay.
Wait, no.
Okay.
62. Sorry. It
Okay.
was 62.
No, that's a problem. 62.
Yeah, that's all I can do. Additionally, I mean, he has to succeed a DC 15 reflex save or catch fire. That's what this says.
He is also on fire.
All right. Which he means he just takes an additional 1d6 damage.
All right, this thing rolled 1d6, as silly as that sounds.
5. Additional 5 damage.
This thing like roars, and these maggots are burning off of him, and you just shoot this jet of magma. Like, I think what you all see is this like firefly thing, bzzz, like buzz in, and then like land, and then this old man just like hobbles forward, holding his arm, and then just like you see a spectral hand and another old wizened hand, and then just and like magma and fire just shoot up from the earth below, straight up in a pillar of fire to the heavens. And it severs, it probably destroys a whole portion of the back end of the ship as the ship careens, and like a whole portion of it's destroyed now from the King's Justice. But it also severs the connection between the dreadnought and this ship. And it all goes into this star spawn, as he's now like connected to the ship and holding on to the back end with Theron in front of it. Theron, can you do anything else this turn?
I don't think so. I think that's about all I can do.
All right, so I'm gonna go back to Hayon. Hayon.
Yeah, that's all I can do.
All right. What did you do as far as damage? Oh, sorry, I had you muted. Sorry. Say it again, Kyle.
He ended up with 55 damage.
55. Okay. You mostly destroy one of them. Not all of it. Actually, it's one of the. I'll say it's one of the ones next to Faith. So you do manage to kill one of them. I'll just say it's that one. That's the best you got out of that, though. So that.
That's
that down to 7. And then let's see. So that's Hayon. We did Ardrith, right? Yeah, Ardrith. Did I put anybody else's turn in suspension before this? Caber, did I miss you before? No?
I think so, no.
I think he's missed his second round.
Well, we're on the second round right now, so we're still going.
Yeah.
Theron, and then now, let's see. We did Ardrith. Katawan did his.
I haven't gone yet.
You haven't gone. Okay, so it's then it's your turn.
Okay. I am going to first move up here, and then I'm gonna cast Call Lightning at a 5th level.
Nice.
With my Channel Divinity, Destructive Wrath. It automatically, you can use Channel Divinity to deal maximum damage instead of rolling for lightning or thunder damage. So that'll be 50 damage.
Okay, 50 damage. Okay, because it automatically does it, right?
Yeah. Oh okay. Wait, no. You gotta try to pass a save. Let me look it up. Hold on. Sorry about that. Dex 19.
This is wonky. Dex 19. Okay. Fails.
Okay, it does 50 damage.
Okay. It screams again as this lightning arcs out of you and into it, and more of these maggots are being burned off, and you're starting to push this thing off the ship, but it is not gone yet. What else?
That's it for now.
Okay. Katawan, that makes it the monster's turn. The monster is right there. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Caber.
So I'm taking my second turn then.
Yeah, you come after the monster.
Okay. Okay, sure.
Yep. And let's see. The monster's going to try to attack Theron.
Alone.
Theron, no!
Like, even though she can't do anything, I imagine Felsian is still, like, watching. And her comment in response to Ross's comment would be, I know that feeling.
Does a 32...
If it's above a 15, it hits.
15, yeah. So let's see.
I am
all
a
of them,
squishy man.
All of them hit.
Was one of them close?
Yes.
Can I use my reaction to cutting words it?
Yeah.
Especially since it's charmed. So I basically just extend a finger out, like with my offhand as I'm parrying these nautiloids with my rapier, and I point a finger at it, and I just say, "Don't you think about it!" And then I roll a d12 and subtract that from the roll.
All right. Unless you do really badly, it's gonna cancel that second one.
So subtract 10.
Picturing it whimpering
10.
like a
All right.
bad dog.
So yeah, it slams one of its hands down, and one of these maggots whips out and slams this old wizard man up against these mechanisms here. He slams back against it and then slumps to the ground. Theron, you take 28 damage.
I'm still alive. I ain't dead yet.
But the other
worry.
one, as it tries to swing in, like this magic from Caber like distracts it, and it probably saved Theron's life for what life he has left. And then
Quick question to verify something. I'm using the HP I have as like my level 20 character sheet. Do I actually have less than that?
no, you have your level 20 character stuff.
All right. I just didn't know if because he was old, if he had less hit points or something like that.
All right. Also, Caber, make a intelligence saving throw.
Oh boy.
And faith.
I'm just gonna roll in D&D Beyond. +1 to the roll.
I got a nat 28.
I got a 13.
13. Caber, you take 26 psychic damage as you say this, as all of a sudden you see the maggot dimension in your mind, and you see the entire veil simply sinking within the maggots, as if it's nothing. As if it's the merest small morsel of a snack, like one of your acorns that you've given people. And Faith, on the other hand, I think that it starts to do that, and you instead show it an image of Helm in his eternal glory standing before the throne of Io himself. And it sees how small it might be.
Yaha!
And all the monsters and allies. 6, 12, 16, 20, 26, 20.
It's funny because I can hear him counting all the people.
It's his own fault for having this many.
So
Should have
many
wrote that
dice.
shit down before we started tonight.
10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Alright. The battle does not go well. Some of the Mind Flayers die. But a great many of the crew members are dead.
Oh no.
And,
Should have made all of them with red shirts and circles.
they're green with a dragon emblem. Let's see here. And this thing has already done its thing, as Caber and Katawan and Theron hold it off on the back end of the ship. And that makes it Caber's turn.
Caber, with this image in his head of the veil being nothing but a mere acorn, he pulls out his lute, which he hasn't done since before he returned from the college. Up to this point, he's used every other instrument but his lute. And he holds it up and extends it to the these mind flayers in front of him. And he says, this acorn's been planted a long time ago, and boy oh boy do our roots run deep. And he strings his he strums through his lute with a loud and aggressive strum as I cast a 7th level thunder wave. The guys in front of me, and they'll have to pass a DC 19 Constitution saving throw. And if
They
they
fail.
pass, okay, they fail. They each take 20 damage and are pushed 15 feet away from me.
I mean, what level did you cast it at?
7th.
I think you just blow most of them off the ship. It's that classic thing that you and Katawan did when you were riding into the Arele, the realm of the dead on the bridge, and just like, you know, you start playing your instrument and just like, and they just fly off. Because the problem is you're in the air, and gravity is here. So flying is really bad for them because they don't have flying mounts, and the majority of them are simply knocked off the ship and thrown into the air.
And then,
nearest you.
with a bonus action, I'm going to extend out the loot towards Katawan as it kind of does that reverberating thing after the strum still goes off. I'll give him bardic inspiration.
Yeah, you do that. So you do that classic thing. You throw them off the ship, and you all hear this music, and it almost makes it all. You almost have the overwhelming desire to dance. Meanwhile, and when you look behind you, you see Cabriel like this force, like as he's playing this thing, and all these mind flayers just like being thrown back and flying off the ship. Anything else?
No, that is my turn.
Faith.
All right. Do a 21 and a 26 hit all the enemies around me?
Yes.
I just want to cleave through them all as hard as I can with
Okay.
my sword.
Sorry I didn't mention cleave before. We always forget, but I mentioned it one time.
I know. So, here's all my fun dice. Because I'm also going to burn a spell slot to do as much dice as I can. So that's 54 radiant, partially magical slicing, partially radiant.
To, like, total damage?
Yep.
Okay. That would
Among
take
the,
out...
like, 7 surrounding me.
That would take out one of them.
Damn!
Yeah.
No,
I feel much less impressive now.
tell me about it.
All right.
Jeez.
Well, I mean, they've got a lot of hit points. Anything else?
Nope. That was kind of my. Actually, hold up. There is something else I want to do.
All right.
Do any of the adventurers, not crew members, look wounded?
Yeah, Theron, you see him over on the other end of the ship, and he looks really bad off.
Well, lucky for him, he is not despised by this character of mine. It's the other one that doesn't like him. So,
I'm
do a
fine.
thing. Shit, where is it? Sorry, I lost sight. Give me just 1 second. It's one of my channel divinities. Dude, are you fucking with me right now? Channel divinity. Preserve life! Wait, he's not within 30 feet of me, is he?
What's your intention?
I was just gonna heal him with one of my channel divinity.
If you make the
Charge.
choice to, like, fly in and get next to him, I'll say you can do that.
Alright, I'll do that.
Okay. And I have to move you, right? Where are you?
Nope. I can move
Oh,
me.
great. Excellent.
Yeah. So
Alright.
I do that, and he receives 40. But then I have my healing stuff.
40 will heal me up to max.
Okay, cool. So he receives 40 healing, which also heals me because cleric stuff. But I will figure out that math later.
Faith.
I mean, I only, unless Ross didn't mention something, I only did take 28 damage.
As you approach this this old wizened elven wizard, you can see that it does heal him. Your divine prayer imbues him with some life. You can actually see his life force ebbing away like sand in the wind, and you can sense in him that something has tied him away from the material plane. Something has tied him to death, and the hit points are keeping him alive, though, that you gave him, but that he ultimately is dying. And anyways, anything else for Faith? Hey on.
All right, so Haon sees Faith fly off, and he's gonna follow her. He's gonna stay mounted and attack this guy.
Big guy.
Yeah.
Do your thing and roll all your Haon damage. Roll it all, and I'll come back to you. You got to beat a 19, and he's immune to cold, poison, and psychic, and also that's it. Okay, Ardrith.
Okay. Ardrith had mounted up and flew back towards the portal, but he obviously heard the gigantic explosion of magma
Shooting up
blew
from
through the back end of his ship.
And it's separate, like you can feel the ship like separating away from the juggernaut as it drifts off in the air.
All right, so Ardrith is actually going to swing around on his mount here, and I would like to. How's this guy hanging on? Is he just like hanging on to the ship now, or is he still like?
He's on the ship and he's clawing his way towards Theron, and yeah.
Let's see. Which side of the ship would the portal be on? Since I was heading towards the portal.
Yeah, the portal is way up in the air on the aft of the ship.
Okay. So I'm gonna swing around behind this guy, I guess.
Okay. All right.
'Cause I'm coming from that way anyway.
Yeah, you swoop in. Is your intention to attack?
Yes.
All right, you can roll your damage. I'll get back to you. And actually, no. Haon, how'd you do?
I got one more attack because I used luck. So let me do that, and then I'll give you my. All right. And then... So it's 62.
62. Okay, and then Ardrith, how did you do?
I'm currently rolling. My first was a 26 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. Gonna be an 11 to damage.
11. Okay.
Second one is an 18 to hit.
18 does not hit.
Third one is a 28 to hit.
Hits.
Would that be a critical because that was a nat 20 plus 8?
Yep.
Okay. Well, that I need to double
All the nat 20s tonight, man.
to roll double.
And the monsters
double
have
damage
done
dice,
awful.
right?
Yeah, double damage.
Okay, so the first set of damage is 16.
Okay.
Second would be 13.
Okay.
So.
All right. This is what you all see happening. Like you see Haon and Ardrith like flying through the air on their dragon mounts, and it's like fighting a hydra with all these maggots like coming off this thing, and you're like flying through the air and hacking these maggots into two, and Haon, you're just speeding back and forth like hacking these different maggots, and then fewer and fewer of them are left until only the face is left, and it looks up at Ardrith. And Ardrith, you land next to it with only a few of its maggots left, and it looks up at you in hateful, but you don't know what this is or what it's saying, Yog-Sothothery, that it speaks in. It says something, but then describe your kill.
So it's like just a face like wriggling on the ground?
Yeah, it's like a face composed of maggots in a face-like configuration, but you can hack the remaining maggots left.
Okay, well. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to activate the little special ability that Defender has. I'm just going to slam the tip of it down into the face and ignite the end so that it shoots out a nice little gout of fire into them so they start burning. And then I'm gonna ask for a little jig from Caber, and Ardith is gonna dance on the maggots and squash them all.
Yeah, probably that's happening at the same time that Caber's doing what he's doing. That's probably what's happening.
Exactly.
Theron, you see all of this going on. You have that one power left. If you wanted to close the portal, I know you have a wish spell, right?
I am going to do so.
All right. That is, to me, worthy of a wish spell. And you see this old man, slumped up against that with his spectral hand and his other wizened hand. Well, actually, what does it look like when you cast a wish spell? I'm sorry. Actually, what does it look like? Definitely have to use whatever it says, your hands, your voice, all that stuff.
I mean, it's just a verbal spell is all it is.
All right.
So yeah, I basically just say I wish that portal to close.
I think you say that out loud. You just look
Yeah.
up and you say, I wish you'd close. And it like closes. And in its place is the sun. And the ships, these like nautiloid ships, even though they outnumber, they see that their master and lord is gone. Their dreadnought is mostly destroyed. They start to turn away and they begin to plane shift.
As one of them is leaving, can I cast Dispel Magic at it so that its engines just shut down? And it
Yeah,
just
you
crashes?
do that. Yeah, you do that. You shut its engines down, and then they like start to surround it, the Perenvalian Navy, and they just like hammer it as it falls from the sky. And
That's what I was going to do my next turn anyway, so it feels good.
so we don't have much time left tonight. We're gonna need another night for an epilogue. Sorry, Sean, can you come?
Yeah, I double checked the schedule. Somebody's gonna be working. Well, the 6th is open, yeah.
You don't know where Katawan or Din are. You can only hope that they succeeded. But
You mean Kriv and Din?
I'm sorry, Kriv and Din. But the day is at least one for the Perenvalian Navy and the Kingdom of Perenval. Unfortunately, that being said, Theron, now a very old elf, lay dying on the stairs of the steps of the flagship.
So is there some way to not him dying?
No way.
No spells?
Nope.
No
nothing.
effects? No
Everything-
wish spell?
When you look into it, you can see that he is bound to death, like as if by a wish spell. There's no way to try to get it back.
Did Felsain helping the party kill him?
No, I can explain later.
Yes,
I
Felsain
do
killed
want
me.
an explanation later.
But in the meantime, in our remaining 5 minutes, what would you like to say to your dying friend?
I don't think Faith even knows Theron, does she?
I
guess
don't-
we did as children.
Yeah, you did adventure.
Yeah,
through,
we were
I'll-
when we were kids.
I'll run to Theron and I'll say, Theron, did you ever find your friend that you doomed to death?
Theron looks at you questioningly before, like, you see a light of recognition, and he shakes his. I mean, I'm assuming I didn't.
no, you didn't. You never found it.
I shake my head solemnly, and you just see like a single tear go down his eye, roll down his face as he's like
Well,
dying.
I just realized that I've doomed a lot more people than one, so you're not all bad. Even if you did throw one. At least you tried. And then Caber takes off his fine satin scarf and kind of folds it up into a little pillow and places it under his head.
Oh, okay. Katawan, Ardrith, Aeon.
Haon's gonna
Sorry.
go ahead, Kate. No, you go ahead.
You've done well, brother. Brother Theron. Rest in peace. May Tempest watch over you as you traverse to the other world. May Kellenvor watch over you as well.
And Theron like nods his head, and he gives the Katawan one last like very shaky salute type thing.
And Helm too.
And Heian?
It was an attempted salute. It didn't work very well.
Being an elf this old and
steps forward and takes a knee, and reaches forward to grab Theron's hand. I want to thank you. Everything I have. Closing that portal. Seems it has doomed you to death. I swear to you, no one will ever forget your name in this realm. There will be a monument to you.
Yeah, probably reminds you of your friend Perrin. But once again,
I would explain the names.
a wizard that's willing to a wizard willing to not have power. But and Heian.
This old elf who's
Very,
near
very
death.
much.
This old elf who's near death really bothers Heian.
Oh yeah.
He puts a hand on his shoulder, looks at Charles, and in Kenku says, "Would you like a ride back to the city?"
And he's like, "Yeah, I'd really like a drink at the Golden Nut right about now."
So I pull him up behind me and we fly away.
All right. Theron, is there anything else that you want to say?
The very last thing he mutters is that stupid bird. Because wasn't he banished by Charles?
Yes. That's it.
He was banished.
And then
So, like, the
life-
last words you hear him say is that stupid bird. And then he dies.
Oh, wait. Could I stop him from dying with Death Ward?
No, nothing.
Oh.
He has
Anyways,
declared I
I mean,
died.
it's literally
So-
called Death
so
Ward, so I
anyways-
thought maybe.
so anyways,
like-
then he dies, and Theron, you can see like it seems as if you're traveling into another place, and all of a sudden, it seems like you all feel that, as you are suddenly yanked like from your mounts and pulled through another place.
I really hope Charles still has the ability to fucking fly. Good job, hey.
No, he's still on the dragon. He's still on the wyvern.
Dang that bird. Just throw him overboard.
I can just picture him like riding behind me, and all of a sudden, Heian's gone. And he's like, "What the fuck am I gonna do with this dragon?"
Anyways,
Like, I hate that damn elf.
Let's see here. You all find yourself standing for whatever wounds that you have, except for Theron. Din, Kriv, you're all in some rainy place, and you're being covered, doused in rain in a chilly, freezing downpour. And you see a circle of stones, and beyond the stones are these tall, imposing, frozen, icy mountains that Kriv recognizes because he's climbed them off in the distance. And there's this bright, luminescent tree coming from the ground, and faces suddenly come up out of the stone as if it's liquid on all the stones. And you hear a woman's voice in front of all of you say, "Our weapons have succeeded. Our bargain with you is complete. Wild spirit, you are free." And then this tree, you can hear a voice, and it says, "Yes, I can feel it even now. The veil, it is tethered, free now from the forgotten realms, cast into time and void. My children have a challenge worthy of them. We are no longer bound to our shameful and hateful past. We have fulfilled our oaths." And all of the faces turn toward you, and they, one of them says in a woman's voice, kind of cheerful, "You've done well, although you needed a little of my help." And another voice is like, "The third sundering has passed. The realms are safe. though much has been lost. And then another voice is like in the shape of like this crazy gnarly helm, war helm, with a mouth coming out the bottom. It's like, you fought with honor and greatness. You would have earned a place at our side. We were as you are now, once, long ago. And then like a gentle female voice is like, the fruits of your labor are evident. You are full. And then another one is like, peace, harmony, starlight. The realms are always worth defending. Songs once again fill the night. And then finally another voice that, Faith, you recognize. It says, no one can pass through the gate of heaven again. And then one of the voices, the woman's voice says, you have done well. And you, we each have something to offer you. And you have decisions to make in our council. And that's where we'll end tonight.
I feel like you're gonna have to